Welcome to another episode of the Max's Super Awesome Comic Review Show. I am the Max. With me, as always, co-host Foxy. Looking fabulous today, Foxy.
Always.
Not anything crazy like last week, like Spider-Gwen or like Big Silk stuff, but still a lot of series that we've been enjoying for a really long time, putting out some solid stuff. And two new things, actually, that made our honorable mentions this week. Both from Jeff Lemire. It's like his week, in case anyone's been wondering where he's been. He's been writing, apparently. So, from Image, we have Descender, #1. Cool visuals, great story. Fans of, like, you know, Robert Heinlein, anything that's, like, cyborg to human emotions and compatibilities. If you saw the movie AI. So if you're a fan of that stuff, then it's going to be right up your alley. The other big book he had, filling in for some pretty big shoes. A new Hawkeye series starting up this week.
With art by Ramon Perez. Awesome artist. Loved him on everything I've seen him on so far. First time I saw him was that Henson.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and it's kind of reminds me of Tale of Sand, because Tale of Sand wove a lot of styles into watercolor and traditional illustration, you know. And so he gets to bang out all of his skills on this one. Moving
on to our top 5. Coming in this week at #5 from Grant Morrison and Image Comics, we have the Nameless #2. More plot-ish things happening.
Yeah, now we kind of have an idea of the direction.
Yes. 5 is 1, 4 is a door.
Yeah, that was as clear as mud. Thanks for your magic Satanist talk, Morrison.
No, I really like Nameless as much as I've enjoyed any Grant Morrison single issue. Like, I always say, it's issue 5 for me. That, like, usually his stories come together.
Yeah, we'll see if I have the patience for that.
Yeah, so far I think I'm enjoying it.
That's a good review. Yeah. We should put that on the back. Max's Super Awesome Review Show says, so far I think I'm enjoying it.
Between, like, people writing, like, you know, weird occult things with feces on the walls and, you know...
Yeah, the poop wall.
Defecating cool. In spacesuits.
If you like poop walls, this book's for you.
There's things about it that put me a little off, but I think I'm enjoying it. I think the story's going somewhere. I liked the second issue a lot, and I'm really excited to see the third issue when they finally get into Zabalba. Coming in at #4.
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman.
All new artist. Yeah, new direction.
Really big.
It's on the cover. They want you to know this isn't that Greg Land stuff you were offended by before.
Still though, some Greg Land poses in there.
I mean,
that one.
Her butt is nice. There's no getting around that. I'm not offended. I don't take offense at that, and neither should you.
If you're a superhero in comics, I think you pretty much have to have a nice butt.
I don't know of a superhero without a nice butt.
Male or female, it just doesn't... I don't even know if I know any super villains. No,
true that, yeah.
Maybe the porcupine.
Really, that has nothing to do with this book, though. Which was actually a refreshing change of pace. You know, Jessica herself is looking for something less complicated than the Spider-Verse and the Avengers, and she wants to just be normal, or at least whatever normal can be as a crime fighter. Yeah. So, you know, she's taking it to 100
registered crime fighters in the state of New York.
But she's taking it to the streets. And it's fun.
Yeah.
If you like that street level crime fighter thing, it's cool. And they got rid of her ridiculous costume. She's more practical now.
And also just cooler looking. Like, the old costume, beyond being wildly impractical, was just dumb. Alright, coming in at #3 this week, we have Rat Queens. We are officially on issue number 9. But it is the first issue with the new artist. New
regular artist.
Yeah.
Which Stephen Sajic? I don't know.
It was good, though.
It's good. I really love his art. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that this series has, like, got a new artist under its feet again, back on track, moving forward. It's a series that I've, like, always wanted to really get invested in, but it seems like just as soon as I'm about to, they
go on
some snafus.
Very long hiatus.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Rat Queens. You're back on your feet. You made it into our top 5. Which brings us to #2, Black Science issue number 15? 12. Issue number 12.
Grant McKay is back.
Yeah, for spoilers for those of you that didn't read the last 2 issues. But
it's the multiverse. Anything's possible.
It's true.
I've read all of Fear Agent. I've read all of Black Science to date, Low, Deadly Class. I'm seeing a pattern. I had a feeling that Grant would be back for this arc, so...
Yeah, which is good that he is, because, you know, some stories like Southern Bastards that second arc, they can go with totally different characters, and it's just fine.
I think it's because they remain focused, though. You know, it's like with the second arc of Black Science, it was kind of all over the place. We didn't have one character to latch onto. Yeah, maybe too much world building. Yeah, maybe too many ideas going on. But it's nice to see it come focused back in. I'm grateful for the second arc because I feel like I know a lot of things were explained, especially with that issue you were talking about. Yeah, with the Techno Priest and like we really get to hear about the concept of the onion. Was that 9? I don't remember which issue it was, but there was at least one issue in the second arc that was phenomenal. So, so that really made it worthwhile. Which brings us to our number 1, which is also in a new story arc. It's in its 5th story arc. It's Saga, 2nd issue, 5th story arc. Which is actually issue number 26. 26. And awesome, obviously. Great. It's Saga. It's still Saga. It's still awesome. Yeah. What were you expecting? This review to be more scathing? No. No. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on, as usual with Saga. I feel like this is the heaviest arc to date, though. It just keeps getting darker. Absolutely. And I love how, man, I'm always impressed with not necessarily the number of characters that he can have us move between, but the different ways that I can care about the characters, like even the scummy ones. Yeah. And the letters page continues to impress. The letters page was awesome. That stimulated quite a conversation between us too about like gender specificity and all. Man, love this book. Yeah, I love it. I love every time it comes out, getting to step into this world for a little while. It's a good time. Well, that's going to do it for our top 5 this week. Dun dun dun. Previews watch. You thought we forgot. We almost forgot, but we didn't. I forgot. Foxy reminded me. That's why I'm here. For May release, things that you should be excited for. From Dark Horse, or as Foxy writes it, D4. That says DH. That's a 4. That's my shorthand. This is my shorthand. Short of a 4. I've only got 3 fingers. I'm just talking about the 4. I am short of a 4. But, more importantly, it's Fight Club 2. Fight Club 2! 2. I'm a huge Fight Club fan. Were you a Fight Club fan? I do enjoy Fight Club. I'm a big admirer of Chuck Palahniuk. I'm not always the biggest fan of his writing. You know, I'm gonna agree with you there. I love that he just like blue collar dude quit one day. Is like, I'm gonna go write. And some of his books, like Stranger Than Fiction, his nonfiction short story collection, excellent. Yeah. Fight Club, the movie though, was excellent. It took all of his great concept work from the book and made it into a much better story. Yeah. So it seems like what I've read, preview pages from the comic sequel, it's not necessarily one or the other, the book or the movie. Like, it's just taking those characters on their next journey, and it doesn't really matter which version you were married to. Yeah, which I think is the way to go with it. I think it's going to be great. The art's going to be great. Oh yeah, and Cam Stewart on art. That's great. And then David Mack on covers. What's A-Team? That's going to be huge. Next, from Image Comics, we have Injection, which this is the new Warren Ellis, Declan Shalvey, Jordy Belair. Yes. Which, that's, 2 of those people are in a long-term loving relationship. I'll let you take a guess at who they are, whatever. All right, then. But basically, it's the team that brought you Moon Knight, so get stoked. So stoked. Next up on the list, we have Rocket Girl number 6. This coming back for its 2nd story arc way later, but... yeah, finally. Rocket Girl returns. It's finally going to happen. I'm really excited for it. Love Rocket Girl Volume 1. You should definitely check it out. It was one of the like most underrated Image comics of like 2013. And it's going to be coming back with a new story arc. It's about a space cop from the future who gets like stuck in 80s Brooklyn. That's awesome. Amy Reeder's art, her character design, it's just a beautiful book. Yeah. From Avatar Press, in what Alan Moore is calling the most important works of comics since the last thing that Alan Moore wrote. It's Providence number 1. This actually is going to be really cool. It's a deconstruction of the Lovecraft universes. I'm excited to see what they do. Yeah, it's going to be cool. From John and Quarterly, we have Optic Nerve, issue number 14. Heck yeah! It's been years, right? Yeah. Like at least 2-3 years since the last issue? I want to say 2. But Adrian Tomine, master of the craft. Yes. If you don't know Optic Nerve, check it out. Summer Blonde is collected. There's
We have a bunch of Optic Nerve back issues at the shop, actually.
Yeah, then what
Which is
is it,
weird.
like 32 Stories is another one of his collections, and Sleepwalk and other stories. He's got a bunch of stuff. Not to
Great.
mention his like graphic design work. Great guy. Optic Nerve. Check it out. The last issue was a standalone as far as like not being part of a larger narrative. This one is the same case. This one's going to be, I think, 3 stories, much like the last one was. So
Very excited for that. And from Vertical Comics, we have Dream Fossil, which is very exciting. It is the complete works of Satoshi Kon.
love that Satoshi Kon.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it, but Seraphim came out very recently too, which was
yeah.
another one of his graphic novels. So check it out.
Well, that does it for our previews watch.
Yep.
Yep. Which, now, as I was saying,
Now we're done.
next week, next week we have Southern Cross, Becky Cloonan's new comic from Image, and Spider-Gwen 2 are 2 of the big things to look forward to.
Spider-Gwen 2 already?
Already.
Wow.
Like, bam, back to back.
Wow.
Right? We'll get to see if our predictions add up or not.
We'll get to see if they deconstruct a timeline on how long it takes to spray paint all of downtown.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, on
Fact check.
fact checker, can 1 can of spray paint indeed make a 40-foot letter?
The answer is no!
Science! Stay scientific.
Stay scientific.
And frosty.
Yeah, whatever.